Sorry. How childhood Good morning, everyone. And I was playing H.E.A.T because today is Shabbat again, and I have I've moved away from strict observance, but I still honor this day with so much reverence because it is a day of rest. It's the Jewish heritage's day of rest. Other faiths have different days of rest. However, I feel that this one, the one I grew up with, is the one that gives me the opportunity to remember that rest, a day of rest, is deeply important. Without religious significance, it just has that sense of today I'm aware of resting. Now, Shabbat really doesn't start until this evening, until the sun goes down. So there's this sense of preparing for rest for tomorrow. But some faiths have Friday as their day of rest, others have Sunday. So it's just a reminder since this is our last sit until Monday, to take a day of rest or an hour of rest or, half a day of rest or, one period of time over the next 3 days to give yourself a break. And the card I pulled today is Strength. And Strength is an amazing tarot card. Hold on, wow, there we go. It's not blurry. And it isn't about pushing through and being brave with like powered fists. It's about taking heart as you face and accept yourself. So it's a kind of mindfulness to be wild and tame at the same time. It also, as you see on this in this deck, the chakra system is laid over the female lion, and it's the body of a woman and the head of a lion in this card. And the yellow color of the chakra system is the solar plexus. So it's this place right above the belly button, which is the chakra of self-confidence. And because we see this little figure eight at the top of the card, I'm going to lead us in that figure eight breath, just to bring that sense of strength as internal, strength as loving, strength as rest. So again, if this is the spine, the breath comes here through up the belly. This is in your imagination. You're imagining the breath coming up the belly, going all the way up to the front of the neck, crossing over, coming up the back of the head to the crown, and that's the in-breath. The out-breath goes down the front of the face, again across the neck and all the way down the back of the spine towards the earth. So you can place that little figure eight wherever you like. It's not about getting it right. It's just about getting it good for you. There we go. And our focus today is on that inner strength, that loving, generous mindfulness that leads to both strength and rest, holding those two together. So we will begin the sit in just a moment. And I just want to remind you to use this time to rest and to really, really embrace the opportunity to let go. The sound of the bell invites us to close our eyes, to reduce the light in some way coming in, and to feel that glorious feeling of inner movement going inward. Just aware of the breath falling in and releasing out, aware of that small internal pause that occurs between breaths before the breath easily, naturally replaces itself. And we connect first with the feet. Wherever they're resting on the earth, feel the groundedness and the energy and the restfulness of those feet. As the gentle and strong energy comes up from the earth, up our legs, to our seat, and we feel, if we're sitting, our sits bones grounded there. And even if we're lying down, we feel the base of our spine connected to the earth. We imagine that tailbone curling under, and we imagine a cord attached to that tailbone and dropping down all the way through the layers of your building, through the layers of the earth, all the way to the fiery core of the planet. We are grounded and we are held in Earth's gravitational hug. We can just rest here on this earth. And as we ground, we seed the spine that grows up from the tailbone all the way up. Low back, mid back, upper back, neck. Shoulders roll up and back away from the neck, dropping down the back like the resting wings of a bird, allowing the spine to rise. And the spine is gently pulled from the grounded tailbone all the way through to the base of the skull, which is gently rising towards the heavens. The front body released back towards the back body, belly button resting on that low back. Ribs melted back to that mid back, and heart resting back between those shoulder blades as the chin rests back towards the neck, jaw released. Backs of the eyes released, cheeks released, ears released, fingers and hands, whether they're face down, palms down for ground, or palms up for more connection to spirit, whatever you need this morning or whenever you're listening to this. And now we turn our attention to breath again, just watching it fill our bodies and release out. And I'm going to introduce again this figure 8 breath. So we imagine when you release all the breath from your body, and then when you imagine calling the breath in, it's coming up from the belly, all the way up the front body to the neck. It crosses through the neck in a gentle diagonal, up the back of the head to the crown. That's the in-breath. And the out-breath goes down the face, again across the neck, and all the way down the spine and out the grounding cord. So however you want to see this figure 8, if it works for you in the way I describe it, if it works for you another way, the idea is you're letting the breath follow a figure 8 formation through the body. And since we're focusing on that golden yellow solar plexus chakra, you might want to run some yellow light, some golden light through that figure 8, up the belly, across the neck, back the head to the crown, and then down the face, across the neck, and all the way down the spine and out the grounding cord, circling that yellow light for strength, for self-love, for rest. As we sit here in strength, in rest, alone together, one breath at a time. As we approach the midpoint of our sit, perhaps allowing some deeper breaths to flow in, even calling breath in through the nose and sighing it out through the mouth. Just for a couple of cycles, deepening that breath, feeling the strength of the breath and the complete release of the muscles and bones as you strengthen the spine and soften the rest of the body. And as if you're leaning against the spine, if the spine were the beautiful trunk of a strong tree, and you're leaning against it, your muscles and bones melting into the back of that tree. And your mind is like a little puppy running out around the meadow. And you just, whenever you notice her wandering far from you, you call her back, just gently. It's fine that she's wandering, and also fine to call the mind back to the breath, using this figure 8 breath, or just watching the breath flowing in and out as we contemplate strength and rest at the same time. Breathing here, alone and together, just one breath, then one breath, then one breath. And as we approach the last 3 minutes of our sit, you may want to place one hand on your solar plexus, on your upper belly, above your belly button. And just imagine a golden light there, glowing, giving you self-confidence and strength, and the strength to rest. And just imagining now for a moment in the spirit and the practice of generosity, sending this strong yellow light of rest to those who can't rest and to those who need strength. Our sisters and brothers in Minneapolis, our kin, and as well as people we don't connect with, but can feel, are struggling throughout the world who don't have the privilege of being able to rest, who need our strength and need this golden light. And just the willingness to send that out to those in need. And you can drop your hand back at your side if it's touching your solar plexus when you're ready, and just find that open, long spine and completely released muscles as we take 3 deliciously deep breaths. And the bell invites us to flutter our eyes open, welcome the light of the day, the light of our electricity, the light of our candles to flow in through the eyes, into the heart, into that solar plexus, throughout the body. And you can always dip into those 3 deep breaths any time of the day. And I will see you again Monday morning, and I wish you some hours of rest in these next 3 days. Have a beautiful weekend.
We rise, humbly hearted rise, won't be divided, rise, with spirit to guide us, rise, in hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here, in a hope, in prayer, we're right here, in a hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here, in hope, in prayer, we're right here, and we rise, all of the children rise, elders with wisdom rise, ancestors surround us, rise.